Hello, everybody. My name is Kyler Anderson. I am the community manager for the Neureal project. Today is May 12th, and I am joined today by the CEO, Jen Grayson. Jen, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jen Grayson. I've been on the project for almost 1 year. My 1 year anniversary is coming up July 1st. So I get to handle all the business side of things and all the exciting sides of partnerships and strategic alliances. And so that's me.
All right. Cool. I get to handle the community. And what a handful you are, all of you. Um, I guess I also am mostly in charge of sales now, apparently, says Will. I'm also the head of sales, so yay. And relationship management. Yeah. Hey, Ash. Oh, you can't hear Jen's sound. Let me try and figure that out. That should be coming through.
Oh, I had an error about that earlier and it made me restart the whole thing.
You know, it's showing your sound when you talk now. On my side. Are you sure you can't hear her, Ash? Is it all the time?
How about now, Ash?
Rather get it figured out a minute in rather than like 5 minutes in.
Yeah, it's getting a little iffy.
I was just gonna say, because you're the one who's gonna do most of the talking today. That'll be nice.
Yeah, plus if we should definitely have sound for that.
What do you think, Ash? Can you hear her? We're gonna have to wait. So, I want to start asking questions, but I can't. So I'm gonna wait.
Oh,
We might have to have you restart your browser. She's very muffled. I can't tell if she's talking, but it's so quiet I can't make out anything she's saying. Okay. Let me see if I can fix that.
you want me to hop off and dial back in?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and dial back in?
Okay,
I'll
Ash, play.
I'll tap dance for a second. Hey, by the way, guys, just real quick, if you're interested in actually joining us on the video call, you can ask your questions, you can talk to us live, you can show off the awesome swag you got. Just join the main Neureal Telegram group. I drop the link to join every day before, like about 30 minutes beforehand. You can come hang out with us before the show and stay with us and broadcast with us if you want. We'd love to see you join us. And since we're on the subject, if you're here for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you can be notified of when we're going to go live. And stick around. There's going to be great things. Oh, hit the like button. Very important. All right, Jen, why don't you go ahead and say something so we can see if it worked?
Hello, I'm back. Let's test my audio one more time before I announce all this business and everybody misses out on it.
Okay, we got to wait for Ash to respond.
Thank you, Ash, for the feedback.
Yeah, you're coming through a lot louder on my thing now.
Okay, I'm here.
How about her, Ash? Yeah, I always sound great. I'm on the board. Um, I get to it. There's a little knob here that says Crapify, and I always turn that up on everyone else. Um, well, you need to get a real mic, Jen.
Well, and I was going to say, I mean, clearly, yes, you know that I am not good at technology. You know that I am not, again, still working off my headset and, what is it, 17-year-old laptop.
But your internet's better, and that's important.
Oh, my internet is much better. Yes, one thing at a time.
All right, let's see. Any feedback? Any better? Same thing? Ah, well, that's troublesome.
Well, should I take my headset off and try just the regular
Hmm.
way, or?
I am. I don't know what to do. I think maybe we're gonna restart, guys. We'll be right back.
Yeah, okay, perfect. I'm gonna try something different as well.
Well, that might have been the problem.
Better? Am I better?
Yeah, no, I think I found the setting that might have been playing havoc with everything.
Hey, I'm on my computer. We're in the middle of a live right now.
Well, okay, so the problem was that it was trying to go to a phantom output, and because there wasn't anything there, it was oh, but now you're going to be so loud in my earphones I won't be able to hear anything.
Oh, because you turned me off.
No, because I had to put you into my headphones. So it's fine. We'll start. No, but it's fine. We'll see if it'll start up again. It should. Okay, we should be live again.
Hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
I just connected.
I think we're live now. Hey, Ash. Is that better? Can you hear her better?
Ash, can you hear me better now?
Oh, hey.
Yeah, better?
Yeah, your audio is better.
Okay, fantastic. Am I making you deaf?
No, it'll be fine.
Hearing is super overrated.
Everybody says that. Still having the same issue. That shouldn't be the case. I'm really concerned about this now. Jen, why don't you go ahead and say something else? Let me see. Let me mess with it and see what she says.
Test through this. I can switch to different headsets, different buttons, come out of my headset.
No, it's not your side. It's something on my side.
On that side.
I'm not sure why, though. I haven't adjusted any of my settings since we broadcast last, and nobody had a problem with it last time. So,
Well, that's very peculiar.
yep.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone listening. Thank you for feedback so that we can get this right.
It should be fine. I don't understand what's going on. Audio. All right, we're going to go offline one more time. And I am going to try and adjust a couple of things. Ooh, that was loud. All right, talk to you soon. Be right back, everyone. Thank you. I don't think anybody's watching anymore. This sucks.
That does suck.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Jen talking and see if it works. I don't know what else to say. I've tweaked everything I can. From my side, it looks like it should be working without a hitch. On the
Technology is awesome.
On the mix board, it shows her showing up at the exact same decibels as I am. In fact, I've turned myself down. So I don't know what's going on.
I don't have the faintest. You're the video guru, so
Working now, says everyone, and we've got a lot more people watching than I thought we do. Hi, JDP. Hi, Corey. Welcome. Hi, Ash.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for putting up with our stutter step today.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and cut that part of the video out afterwards.
That's probably best with me just sitting here staring into space.
It'll take a couple of hours because unfortunately that's how the YouTube internal editor goes. But welcome to our technical difficulties. Should be working now. Jen, why don't you just go right ahead? You went somewhere awesome. Tell us about the whole thing. Tell us about the awesome partnerships. And then later we'll get into the big announcements.
All right, fantastic. I was asked to come speak at the Run for the Unicorns, which was in conjunction with the Kentucky Derby. here in the US, and it was an absolutely fantastic event. This was the first year that they put this event on, and I need everyone to mark their calendars for the first weekend in May henceforth, because this is going to be the premier blockchain conference going forward. It was fantastic. The guys who put it on did a great job. I'm really excited about what they're going to do going forward. A lot of the really great things that came out of it, and you know, Kyler talked about this when we went to Puerto Rico, but really when you go to these kind of conferences, and for any of you who've attended them, you know this, it's really about the connections that you make while you're there. And this was absolutely no different. I got to spend 6 days with this group of individuals. And we had everybody from international speakers who have been on the scene for a really long time. Bruce Porter with Global Boost was there. We had Andrew Perel and his whole team, which I think are going to do some amazing things in the video game space as far as what they're bringing in with blockchain. They have a lot of guys that have been in the video game industry for a really long time on the, I think, Xbox side. And so I think that's going to be really fascinating to see what comes out of that. We obviously talked a lot about artificial intelligence and how one of the great things about Neureal, and this is one of the things we've talked about from the very, very beginning, is that there isn't anyone in competition with us. And we don't say that because we're the best. We say it because we have the ability to augment and boost anything anyone else is doing, whether it's an AI blockchain project, whether it's a video game project, whether it's I'm trying to just lost my train of thought of some of the other ones that I got to talk to while we were there. It doesn't matter what industry someone is in. Neureal has the ability to boost what they're doing to help them have better decisions, to make their artificial intelligence better. One of the ones that I got to talk about, and I haven't yet talked to the CEO of the project, but I talked to one of their advisors, Frank, who's at Block 5, and this is an artificial intelligence company who is working on construction sites. And so they have robots and drones that are going in, and it's scanning construction sites and giving data back to the foremen on those sites, the project managers, and comparing what the robots and drones are seeing and giving them back feedback on what's wrong, what needs to be fixed. So we talked about being able to add Neureal to that so that the results they're getting back are even more accurate. So that's one partnership that came out of that. Obviously, video game companies want to know what they need to build next and how they stay ahead of the curve. I got to talk about that a little bit in my talk about Wonder Woman and what a big phenomenon that was. And wouldn't it have been awesome to, as a video game company, be able to know that if you'd have been able to follow that up with a video game, and artificial intelligence would have been able to do that, a predictive AI would have known. And so it's being able to enhance all of these other projects that are out there. And I think we're really going to continue to see a lot of collaboration, a lot of boost. I want
to give you a second to collect your thoughts. So
yes.
I want to tie a couple of those things together. So specifically what you said is that we can boost any project and we're not competing with anybody. And what we mean by that is that there's nobody who's working on the super finite specialized version of what we're doing as we are. Nobody that we've seen so far. And specifically, like all of these other AI projects that are happening, 90% of them, well, more than 90, like none of them that we've seen so far are focused on doing specifically the type of predictions that we're doing that are moldable to just about any industry and are applicable just across huge broad swaths and spaces, which means that that there really isn't any limit to where we can help out. And they're not the first video game company we've talked to. In fact, Jen, I remember that we were actually talking to a server company that hosts video game servers that was looking at what to do with their server downtime and how they could best be applying that.
Right? I mean, holy cow, the application of that is huge. And this allows them to be putting that compute to work 24/7. So there are so many applications on every side, whether it's decisions or compute or, I mean, really, when we say limitless, it's not just a word we throw around lightly. It really is a limitless application of this technology. And it's what makes it so exciting. It's what gets people really excited. We have one of the advisors that I talked to is very heavily involved in work that's going on at Stanford. And he's getting us in touch with a couple people over there. And I'm really excited. I know we tease out a lot of things for you guys and tell you that big things are coming. So here's a little bit more teasing that there are some additional really big partnerships coming, and people just get so excited about this project. I mean, immensely excited about this project. And in the first couple seconds, you think maybe they say this to everyone, but it really isn't the case. And it's so easy to get into huge conversations with people for hours about the technology. And I know you guys have all, as our community, done this as well. When you start thinking about where you want to apply Neureal in your own life, and it just gets exciting because the options are truly limitless. So we're excited about it.
I love it. And we specifically put out our first, I think it's our first press release, isn't it?
That is our official first press release. Yes.
I dig it. There's going to be a lot more to follow, but if you guys aren't following the Twitter, if you guys aren't in on the bounty program and earning up them sweet tokens, we announced an official partnership with a couple. We've announced a few others, but we haven't made press releases about them. And we finally on top of our game about that. We've got a workflow ready to go for that. Expect quite a few more to be churned out here pretty quickly because I think we bought a package. Woot! But yeah, super exciting partnership announcement with a company that's not only going to further us, the applications, the richness of the data streams that we're going to be getting from this, and just the exposure we're going to be getting from this is just kind of mind blowing. Jen, why don't you go ahead and dig into Boltt and who they are and what they want to use this to do?
All right. So Boltt contacted me, it's probably been about a month and a half ago. And they started talking just about who they were and what they were doing. And I got really excited about the fact that Boltt has been around for 2 or 3 years. And they already have people that are using their devices, which are similar to the Fitbit. They're in India. And so they have wearable health technology that is tracking what you're doing and giving you data readouts on, they have shoes, they have the same bracelet devices that are tracking what you're doing as far as your health goes. Well, for us at Neureal, that creates a live data stream, which is what we want to be able to feed into the AI and give back predictions. So with Boltt and their users, and their Telegram right now is up to, I think, 60,000 people the last time I checked. And that has grown immensely over the last month. So not only do they have 500,000 existing users that have been using this tech for the last 2 years, but their blockchain side is growing very, very rapidly. And so we're adding a vast amount of users and a vast amount of data that we can then take that. And obviously for us, when I talk about healthcare and where that needs to go, when we can begin to start giving data back on a predictive side, or preventative side, so that we're talking about what people are doing to prevent these big moments in their healthcare, that's a big deal. And as we can begin to prove out the AI's ability to create solutions on a preventative side, that gets us closer to where we can start using it on the healthcare side, which is really exciting. Boltt is incredibly excited to be partnering with us, and I think we're going to see a lot of great things come out of it.
I agree. I just want to interrupt you for a second. Ash says, that's awesome. AI applications for health data are super exciting, especially for personalized applications. You've got no idea. And Boltt is what I put up inside of our little thing, the AI, specifically the IoT meets AI and creating a personalized AI-driven trainer that can then specifically show you predictions about your health and how your actions are affecting your health in real time. The applications of being able to use that and gamify that data and show you real time progression, because often, like as a person who I was in the military, and at one point I was in the what do we call it, the pork chop platoon. I was overweight, and so I got put into the special program where they work you out extra and they restrict your diet. And we learned a ton about how to keep fit. And one of the things that we learned is, like, one of the psychological hard parts about keeping yourself fit is that we seek these short-term payoffs behaviorally, right? And when something is really long-term, and it's going to take us a long term to get there, if we don't have some way to measure our progression and measure the way that our current actions are affecting our long-term health and our long-term well-being and weight and all these other things, our minds don't really understand it that way. And so instead they go for the short-term payoffs of I can, eat something a little nicer, or not work out or do whatever. When you actually have a predictive AI that's working for you and feeding all that data and showing you exactly how your current action or inaction is affecting you long term, it gives you the ability to gamify it and make those little incremental boosts of, what am I trying to say here, Jen? Make those little behavioral changes. Like it allows you to make those little short-term payoffs, using the things that have addicted us to video games for most of our lives in good ways.
Yes. And really, I mean, I think about it as it gives you a personal assistant that is basically slapping the cheeseburger out of your hand when you sit down to order, because you're going to be getting such real-time feedback out of this, that as you look at, okay, I didn't do my steps today, and the AI is going to look at that, calculate it in, and you're going to be getting the ramifications for that back immediately. If you're eating better, you're exercising, or you're choosing not to exercise, not to eat healthy. I know for me, I kind of say, oh, I'll make it up tomorrow. But if I had real-time feedback in that moment, I feel like, and like Heather said, the gamification side of it is that if I know I can go work out and get the instant gratification, that may not be, okay, my pants fit better, but the instant gratification of, okay, I just extended my life another week. Those are elements that I think we're going to start to see big time with the Boltt users, and that's going to, I think, really impact both sides of this partnership a lot, and both users.
Interestingly, I don't usually do this, but I got a comment just now from somebody who is watching, but they're commenting on Facebook. Alex, I'm not going to read your full name for confidentiality's sake, because you might not have put it here. Anyways, gamifying out of addiction. That's actually a really interesting thought. Is the way Neureal could help an app that allows you to do that, and specifically maybe using behavioral mapping and working with addiction psychologists in order to figure out, like, where high risk areas are for an individual. And then potentially, like, if you were to map and allow enough of your behaviors to be mapped and recorded, you absolutely could feed that into an engine that would actually show you when you're putting yourself at a greater risk of relapsing. That's an excellent application. I'm going to pause for a second, because we're in the middle of our Boltt application, but this is going to lead me perfectly into the other thing I wanted to talk about today, and maybe we just marry the two together and talk about them throughout the rest of the thing, guys. We've put up our video contest. We haven't gotten the entries yet. We understand that it takes a little while to work these videos out, but the entries that I have got don't really match what the video contest is, and so I wanted to go over that with you guys. If you're watching right now, you're probably, oh wow, 10 people, great. You're probably one of the more hardcore members of the community at the moment. We have the opportunity to earn a lot of tokens and to earn more than just tokens. So what the video contest is, I'm hopefully going to be finishing up okay, back up a little bit. If you have video editing skills, please reach out to me. I've made this on the announcement channel, but I'll say it here again. If you have video editing skills, please reach out to us. We have the opportunity for you to earn quite a few Neureal tokens and work on several projects with us, and possibly potentially become a long-term member of the team, depending on how well you do and how everything works out. But If you have video editing skills, have at me. Talk to me. Moving
Please,
on.
yes.
Yeah, please. We are going to be posting an example of what we mean, but essentially what the video contest is, you do a very short explanation of what Neureal is in your own words. You tell, just give us your dream about what you do with Neureal. A maximum of 2 minutes. It can be audio only with just some images in the background. It can just be you talking to the camera. You can do whatever creative thing you want. It could be a song. It could be whatever you want. But what you have to do is explain what Neureal is very simply, and then tell us what you're going to do with it, or what you would do with it if you had that power, like right now, and how you believe that would affect the world. And if that's something that we've said before, that's fine. But the way that it works is the community is going to vote on those videos. And, well, okay, we're going to go through and select which ones are actually possible, because we understand that not everybody understands exactly what Neureal can do. But once we've selected the finalists, each of the finalists are going to get a reward, and then the community votes, and the grand champion, the grand finalist that the community picks, you're going to be given an even bigger reward of Neureal tokens. Plus, the team is going to help you put... yours is going to be the very first prediction that the Neureal Foundation helps put onto the Neureal blockchain when it starts running in a projected 2 years. So it's a really cool prize, in my opinion. Tell us your dream, and if everybody agrees that that's a really cool and impactful dream, we'll make it happen. So yeah, guys, that would be an example. Whoever posted that on Facebook, using it in order to blend it with gamification in order to help overcome addiction and to help people understand when they're putting themselves at higher risk. That would be a great application. It would take a lot of new sensor data, but it would definitely work. Can you do more than one video? Sure. Since nobody's issued any videos at the moment, yeah, if you want to do more than one video entry, that's fine. It'll just, you can't combine the number of votes for both videos, but yeah, go ahead, make more than one video, man. Yeah, so Jen, let's get back into Boltt and specifically what they want to use Neureal for.
Yes. I feel like we kind of summed it up. Really, it's just about making, enhancing what they're already doing, which is kind of how we opened that up, that we have the ability to enhance any project. So Boltt's really looking at the same thing.
Do you know how many kinds of sensors they have? I saw that they have something that looks rather Fitbit-ish, but I also saw that they apparently are in shoes now, and they've got a couple of other things too.
They do. I think the last time I checked, I thought it was 4 or 5. I haven't looked in the last couple of weeks. I know they are bringing on a couple other partnerships on their side, I think, to add quite a few other devices. I just want a pair of the shoes.
Yeah, I know. They actually look like good-looking shoes. Where are they based, by the way? Where's Boltt out of?
They are in India.
Okay, perfect. So, yeah, kind of makes really good sense. I really dig this. It's going to be an incredibly rich source of data, and it's going to really help those people. We are nearing up on 30 minutes. We like to keep these as short as we can. Any community members, if you've got any questions, I'm just going to be yammering for a bit. So if you have any questions, fill up the comments section. But for now, let's talk about our weekly giveaway this week. I used to do daily giveaways or daily entries into a giveaway, and that was way too, in the current format, that would be like, holy crap, way too much work. So instead, what we're going to do is kind of a weekly giveaway. And this week, we need an easily measurable way to figure out who entered. And so from now until next week's video, actually from now until next Friday, we'll say, so that I have time to actually gather these up and count. If you enter a comment on this video that says what you would do with Neureal, and it actually makes sense, and you include the email that you signed up for the bounty program with, then I will enter you into a drawing, and then we'll announce who won next week. Potentially I might pick the one I like the most. I'm gonna have to figure that out. If I like them all equally, then I'll just enter you guys into a randomizer and then select whichever one comes out. One entry per person. Best of luck. You have to be signed up with the bounty program to enter,
Yes.
and the points are gonna, or the coins are gonna come through the bounty program. So, what else? Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna do a drawing for the 7 people here now. Hey, your odds got better. However, being here is not just enough because I can't just see who's here. If you want to be a part of this drawing of people who are here right now, go ahead and say something in the chat, the YouTube chat, to be clear. Yeah, and just saying something like, hey, I want to enter, that is going to be your entry. And then I'll enter you all into a randomizer and we'll draw it on out at the end of the video. Jen, why don't you tell us what else you saw there? Any interesting discussions that you were a part of? Did you speak on more than one panel, or was it just the one?
I just did the one. We ended up having a lot of speakers show up, so they really only did, I think, 2 panels. We talked a lot about regulation. That was obviously kind of forefront on everybody's minds right now. And really the consensus, which is what I've been preaching since the beginning, is that education over regulation, and that we get to really continue to mentor new people coming in, that we get to continue to educate them. And so that was a really fantastic theme of the conference, that we really talked about that. And best practices. Best practices was huge. That was one of the biggest topics, which was fantastic because I obviously got to lead in with a lot of what we're doing with Neureal, a lot of the fantastic things that are coming out that we're doing with the token sale, our accountability protocols. So I continue to see us as an absolute leader in this space as far as how we are handling our token sale, the accountability, the maximum distribution protocol, the vote of no confidence. We are doing things that everybody's asking for. It was a huge part of every conversation that I got into, and that makes me really proud of what we're doing and what we're bringing to the space. So that was kind of the big one.
Thanks, Jen. There was something else I was going to ask about. Specific. Oh yeah. So you talked about best practices while you guys were there. I know that you're working on something special. Do you want to talk about what that is, or do you want to just wait until it comes out? Because I'm really excited for it.
I know. I will tease them a little bit more. I'm going to tease you guys because it's what we do here. I have what is currently a 9-page document that summarizes all of the best practices that we are putting in place, which I think I have 5 of them. We talked about them a little bit the last time I was on, but I'm doing a very comprehensive document that walks through each one of the protocols, what we're doing, why we're doing them, which I think is part of that's kind of been missing from the conversation, the why of how these came about and why they were so important to us, why we put them in place, even knowing it was going to cost us pushing back the token sale. And I know we're all so eager to get Neureal going because we all want to use it, but the ability to put these best practices in place has really been a big deal for us. And I think it will create a huge ripple throughout the industry because everybody's really clamoring for these, but nobody really has been able to implement them yet. So we got to really sit down and figure out what all of those were and what they look like. So I'm finishing up that document. If I would stop traveling, I would get more done on it. So I'm not going to Berlin. Tyler, I'm not coming up to Seattle for your event on Thursday. You get to do that all by yourself. So you can tell everybody what that is.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually got the one question we've got so far, and Corey, I'll try and respond to you as well. Shadow asks if we're going to be going to the San Diego CryptoCon, and I got the link. I don't think so. We are nearing... Guys, we need to make the foundation sale. We need to make the foundation sale happen. We have to wait for some legal things to get in place that we really don't have any control of the timeline over. Like she said, best practices means that we have to actually deal with... we have to try and make our square peg fit into the round hole that has been made for us, and we're doing everything we can to make that happen. And it means that unfortunately we're not completely in control over our own timeline. And we've come to accept this. But one of the things that's happened is that because we've been stretching it out longer than we thought we needed to, we need to make this foundation sale happen. And so because we don't have all the money in the world at the moment, we are not going to be going to any events unless we are invited. If they give us free tickets, we can try and make that happen. Seattle is just up the road, and I've been invited for quite a while, and I believe my tickets are free to that, and that's just a few hours drive from me, so I'm going to be making that. That's going to be really cool, by the way. Jen wanted me to talk about it. It's called it's a private event that I've been invited to. Microsoft is going to be there. Dragon Chain's going to be there. Neo's going to be, like, a lot of blockchain companies are going to be there, but a lot of the mainstay San Francisco large tech companies are going to be there. Until this event, it was an event called Beer and Buildings that was just about architecture and beer. But everybody at those events has been so interested in the cryptocurrency community and the blockchain community and blockchain technology specifically that they changed the event. This is the first one that they're calling Beer, Buildings, and Blockchain. So that's going to be pretty exciting. But again, like, San Diego would be like a 10-hour drive from me or a flight, which is a lot of money. And then we'd have to put up a hotel room and all that. And it's short notice, which means we don't get the cheap tickets. It's just not going to work. And specifically, guys, we're trying to do as many events as we can overseas. If you know somebody who is involved in a blockchain event that is overseas, specifically we're looking at Europe or Asia, less hopeful about Asia because that would be really expensive. But Europe or Jen, why don't you kind of talk about this, because you're the one who's been leading the strategy here. We'd like to go to as many events as possible, but we can't have people in the U.S. that aren't accredited investors invest in the project. And so we need to make the resources go as well as they can to the best places we can. And we feel like getting the message out overseas, because we all are from the U.S. and have quite a lot of U.S. contacts. It's much harder to get it over there. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah, really, I mean, we take the funding that we've been given to this point very seriously, and the people who have already purchased tokens, and we want to be very frugal and very prudent with those resources. And so we really have to weigh the return of every commitment we make, because we need to stretch those dollars as far as possible. And so I have one, I mean, really, unless we're being invited to speak and they're covering costs, which they were in Kentucky, and then I have one coming up in Portugal the end of July, same thing. And so for us, we would love to get to go to all of these events. They're amazing. The people that we meet are amazing. The connections are phenomenal. And we've just had to kind of stay as close to home as we can so that we can really get the foundation sale done, which means we can get the token sale done, which means we can all start using Neureal. And then I think once the token sale is done, or at least at a minimum the foundation sale is done, we will start traveling quite a bit more to some of these bigger events that we know that we can get in front of a lot of people. Speaking is really a big deal too. I mean, I saw that in Kentucky. If you can get stage time, that gets us in front of so many more people, and we get to really have a lot of the attention, which then leads to, I think, better connections.
And we have people that have the skills to do it too. You and I and Preston are all pretty good stage presences. So
Definitely.
Ash, there's a World Summit AI conference in Amsterdam again in October, but I don't necessarily know anybody involved with that who I might be able to reach out to and get you guys invited. No, I completely understand, guys. We're just saying, if somebody does happen to know somebody, let us know. Close to unlocking, Corey says, close to unlocking 1 million tokens in Bounty Site yet so far. You know, Corey, I just wanted to say, guys, there's ebbs and flows to this. When we very first signed up, we pushed the bounty program hard to a lot of different sites, and we got a lot of bots. We've slowed down which sites we've pushed it to because we're trying to get genuine people and genuine interaction and try and prevent as few of those tokens from going into the hands of bots as possible. Corey, I suspect that's why you asked like 1 in 6 places that you shared the airdrop program to want to participate. I think it's because we haven't made it easy, and we haven't made it easy on purpose. And remember that the airdrop program's not going to end until the token generation event ends. We've designed it in such a way that it's just going to continue to flow until the token generation event is over. And yeah, so plenty of time. And we really wanted to just release it as a framework so that we could pay you guys for stuff you guys were already doing that was already valuable to us, because we providing value. We believe in providing value to you guys where you provide value to us. And so we recognize that you guys sharing stuff to your friends was valuable, and we wanted to make sure that we paid you back for that. And specifically, we've mentioned this before, we want these to get distributed to as many people as possible. We're going to be a staking, is going to be supported by proof of stake, which means that we need as many people to try and stake as possible. It helps to keep the token secure, and it helps prevent small monopolies of people taking over and controlling the fate of the token going forward. So this is all a part of that, and thank you guys so much for being a part of our base community. I've heard it said multiple times in a lot of different spaces that what you really need is about 500 people who are really truly believe in you and are ready to use your product. And we had that before the bounty program, and I think we've actually gained quite a few really good contacts since then.
We have. I continue to be incredibly impressed by our community and the level of people that are in there, the questions you guys bring, the interaction that you guys bring. So I really appreciate it. It's fantastic.
And I'm really happy for that bot. Thanks, Will. Oh, I don't even know how much trouble we've avoided with that thing. All right, guys. This is it. I think I've given everybody a fair chance to enter. Let me go ahead and hit randomize. And our winner for today is... what did it do? Again. Our winner for today is JDP. No.
Yay.
Yeah, no, that's right. JDP won. Hey, JDP.
Excellent.
Hooray.
Yay. Fantastic. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all for being here, guys. This is going to be it for us, I think, unless I don't think there's any more user questions. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially because of the technical difficulties. If you have any questions about the Boltt partnership or anything we've talked about here, feel free. Drop into the Telegram chat. Ask us questions. We're always there.
Yes.
Again, if you have video editing skills, if you speak another language, if you're able to translate, please get a hold of us. Please hit the subscribe button and the like button, and we'll see you guys next week.
Okay, thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.